Hey there, I'm going to be working with you on this video to solve these problems on this 7-5 remembering page. This is part 2 of 3 for March 20th. That's what the date says, so this is Friday's work. Okay. Problem number 1 is up here. It tells us about a person going to buy some dresses and some shirts. They bought one dress and 3 shirts. I'm using X to represent shirts and D to represent dress. It doesn't really matter which variables you choose. I just chose D and X for this problem. I also wrote down a couple other things. I always try to tell you guys to write down all the things we know and list them. We know that the dress cost $24.50, so I'm writing this 24.5. I'm learning that I need to make these decimal points a little bit bigger so the camera picks them up there. $24.50 for one dress and $11.50 for one shirt. Seems like reasonable prices to me. We're going to find out how much this person spent on their order. We just take this equation. The hardest part of these problems is setting them up. Once you set them up, the substitution becomes easy. 24.5 plus 3 times 11.5. Remember, parentheses implying multiplication. We do our multiplication and we find that it costs $59 to have gone shopping for these items. Okay, I'm going to pause right here and we're going to set up the next couple problems. All right, so problem number 2 is up here. Problems 2 through 7 ask you to use a distributive property to simplify each expression. So one thing we'll do is distribute here 6m across, and then we'll combine like terms. So we'll combine all the m's, all the whole numbers, all the t's, etc. Remember, combining like terms, you can only combine terms that are alike. They have the same variable. Okay, here we go. So distributing 6 to all these terms inside the parentheses. 6 times m is 6m, 6 times 7 is 42, and 6 times t is 6t. These terms stay the same on this line, so 6m minus 2t stays the same. Now we need to combine the like ones. We first have to identify which ones are alike. Well, 6m and 6m are alike. 6m plus 6m would be 12m. And the strategy here, recall, is to cross these out when you've combined them. That way you don't accidentally combine them twice or make some silly mistake like that. Okay. Now we have 6t minus 2t. That would be minus 4t. Cross them out. And then 42, only whole number, no other whole number, so it is left now as 42. And that is all we have to do for problem number 2. I'll show you a couple more and then I'll just show you the answers. All right, folks, so problem 3 is on the board, and we're going to use the distributive property again. But use the distributive property, combine like terms, simplify as much as we can. Here we go. X times x is x squared. Please don't write 2x there. And then x times 23 is 23x. Everything else stays the same on this line, 10x plus 3x squared, and now we can begin to combine like terms. I'm going to switch to a red pen, but the problem stays the exact same. X squared, I need to find another term with x squared. So x squared and 3x squared. Remember, this is a coefficient of 1 in front, even though it's not written, it's implied. So 1x squared plus 3x squared is 4x squared. Cross them out. Now I'm looking for another value with another term with x as the variable, 23x minus 10x, well, I know that will be 13x. I've crossed them out. I have no more terms to combine, so that is it. Okay. I'm going to pause here. At the end of the video, I'll show you the answers to the rest of these problems. All right, guys, I'm going to quickly show you number 12. It's the stretch your thinking problem, and the rest of the answers I'll just put the video up and pause. But quickly to go through this, the ratio here is 0.75 liters of apple juice to 1.2 liter of grape juice. The problem is she added a little bit of extra apple, and we need to know how much grape juice to add. So we look at it. Hopefully your brain's already saying cross multiplication. Okay, so people ask me all year, can you put decimals in fractions? Yes, you're allowed to, as long as you're using them correctly. And as long as your fractions are set up correctly, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little bit hard to recognize. Cross multiplication, 0.75x equals 0.36. So x equals 0.36 divided by 0.75